Hi, welcome to Woodland's Garden. I'm here with Vicky again, and this year is all about rhubarb. So Vicky, thank you again and to show us how we can have this wonderful plant in our own gardens.
Yeah, well there's lots of different ways that you can get a rhubarb if you've got a garden or just a little bit of outdoor space with a planter. You can either buy a plant from the garden centre like this.
That's what I did in my own garden.
Yeah,
I just went straight and
got a big plant. You can get them bigger than this. Or you can get a crown, which is like a root from a garden centre like this. Rather unusual option is to grow from seed, but we'll show how to plant rhubarb seeds. And the most common way would be to divide a rhubarb plant. So that is usually done in autumn or spring. Spring is the best time to do it when it's just coming out of its dormant period, which is when it's kind of gone to sleep for winter.
Okay.
And it's starting to grow again, so you've got a few little shoots, and then you can divide it with 2 forks or a spade and just split it, and then you get half of the little buds on either side and then plant that up.
Okay.
So we'll demonstrate how to plant up these plants in a minute, but just now we'll show how to grow from seed, which if you're growing from seed it'll take a couple of years.
What?
Before you can get a stalk.
Couple of
Because
years.
the first year when the plant grows, when it's this small, you don't really want to start harvesting from it. Obviously it's very small, but also it will weaken the plant and you need to get it to develop its roots.
Okay.
So it is a very long process. But you can get seeds, you can buy seeds. We get ours from the Organic Garden catalogue, but Real Seeds also sell them.
They are quite big.
Yeah, they are. They're plentiful as well. Each plant produces a lot of seeds.
Wow.
Then what I've done is I've soaked the seeds for 2 hours on a wet paper towel. We're just going to pop them into some seed compost. We always use peat-free seed compost. And then you can do this, you just pop them in about half an inch deep.
Like that?
So not very deep.
Okay. That's simple enough.
Yeah.
So will this produce a few stalks?
Yeah. This will produce in a couple of years.
So just is
Yeah,
that okay?
Give them a good soak, that's good.
So time to plant the rhubarb.
Yes, indeed.
Great.
We've chosen this spot because it's a woodland edge plant, which means that it likes sunshine, but it also likes a little bit of shade. And if it's in constant sunshine, it will probably not be as leafy. It'll probably flower. So you want to just encourage the stalks and the leaves in this kind of setting. So we're going to plant it here. It needs lots of rich soil, so we're going to put in some horse manure, and we've already weeded the area. It needs to be quite deep, so if you were planting it on a patio, you'd need to have a really big pot or a balcony or something like that. That's it, lovely. And then we'll just sort of mix it in a bit with the rest. And then that's right. Lovely, you can see all the lovely roots on that. And we'll just sort of spread them out a little bit. When you get a crown, you'll get a really nice big root system, and you can just sort of spread it on and then just make sure it's buried right up to the centre bit.
Ah, okay.
So not too deep, but not sitting right on the top. It needs to go under a bit.
Ah, okay.
And then you need to, in the early stages in particular, you need to make sure it's really well watered. So would you like to give that a really good water?
Yep.
And when you get the crowns that we saw in the bags, they're sort of just a root.
Yes.
If you just plant it just so one of the little buds is sort of poking out, and that's it, but
Right.
it needs to be quite deeply planted.
Right, okay.
Harvesting the plant, you usually go from March to June, and it's you stop after June to let the plant recover.
Okay.
So this is, we're getting to the end now, and you harvest. You don't usually use secateurs. You just break off the stalk by pushing it back until it sort of snaps off, and it comes off quite easily. So would you like to have a go?
Yeah, sure. So you just
Yeah, that's it.
untwist it.
No, just keep sort of pushing it back. That's it, and then pull it. That's it. Perfect. It's quite short because we are at the end of the season now.
Okay.
And you don't eat the leaf.
The leaves are poisonous, so. But yeah, it looks so pretty, doesn't it? Yeah. So I just
Sort of bend it backwards. That's it. And if you want a much longer stalk, you can force them. It means that you, in January, when the buds are starting to emerge slightly, you can put a bucket, a long bucket, or we actually have some chimney stacks, but not everyone has them. But you can put something over the top of them that's or a bin, even a dustbin, an upside down dustbin.
Yeah.
And with no light, and the stalks will go very, very long, and the leaves will be very small. And the stalks produce a quite light pink and a lot sweeter. And you get a lot more stalk. You can only do this like once every 3 years because it exhausts the plant. We actually did this last year, which is why the plant is resting.
Okay. So basically it's growing tall in search of the light.
Yeah, in search of the light. So, and then they're really lovely.
But you wouldn't advise it every year, just
not every year.
Once every while.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you very much, Vicky.
Enjoy your rhubarb.
Thank you. We will.